Proper vesting of title is super important when it comes to the closing process. As a loan officer, make sure you have clear and concise communication with your clients, with our processing department, and with the escrow officer on how the clients will be taking title, whether it's a single man, single woman, man, unmarried woman, joint tenancy, tenants in common. Make sure that we know how it's going to be vested. Secondly, we need to make sure that the name is spelled correctly and how they want it printed on the legal documents, whether it's a first name, or middle initial and last name. Sometimes they have two last names, or if there's a junior or senior. We need to be meticulous for the attention to detail to make sure that their name is spelled correctly and how they're taking title. Now, we also need to know before closing if they're going to take title in a trust, or here in California, we're in a community property state, if they need to sign an interspousal deed transfer, meaning if one spouse is trying to buy a property without the other spouse and they're legally married and they're going in on the loan and going in possibly on title, we need them to sign an interspousal deed transfer granting the other spouse can proceed and move forward. But we don't want these surprises at the last minute at the closing table. Before we move the file into closing, please communicate that loan officers with processing department and with the escrow officer. I'm in the UWM portal right now, so I just pulled up a random file. The way you can find how to take title here is you're going to go to Closing Manager, UClose 3.0. And once that pulls up, there's a vesting section. See right here under Verify. Vesting information. Here you want to make sure it's correct. Manner held, single man here, as you can see the borrower, how he wants to take it exactly, first name, middle name, last name, and then that we're acknowledging that this is correct so it could correctly transfer over to the documents. Last thing we want to do is print docs and at the closing table have a surprise and title is not correct. Okay, so to make sure that this doesn't happen, make sure, again, we have this information dialed into our processing department and the escrow officer before the file is moved to closing. That way we could have smoother closings and happier clients.